Well, I mean, I feel like I have a lot of opinions on this movie because for one, I love this as a film. I think this is a great film. I'm also a comic book geek,
Mhm.
particularly Batman. Batman is my favorite character, and I think it goes back to the horror movie connection and always being drawn to dark things. When I was a kid, I used to obsess over horror movies and Batman.
Yeah,
Batman the animated series, the '90s animated series, like a big part of my childhood and got me
mine too.
comic books. Yeah, and of course I love the Tim Burton ones with Michael Keaton.
Mhm.
Followed them through the years. Schumacher, Nolan, all interesting takes. I had anticipation for this movie, but it wasn't the same type of anticipation that I had for movies like The Dark Knight or The
Mhm.
Dark Knight Rises. Only because there's been so many versions of Batman. I was like, okay, I love Batman, and I'm always going to be excited to see. So
Yeah,
I was glad I kind of like dialed back my expectations for it. The only thing that I was expecting was Robert Pattinson. I love Robert Pattinson. I think he's an amazing actor. I mean, the past 5, 6 years of his career have just been fucking phenomenal, in my opinion.
yeah.
Good Time and High Life and The Lighthouse. Him,
The
I
Lighthouse is
was
like my
going to
favorite
start
thing.
yelling the lighthouse at the
yeah,
So,
just him and Willem Dafoe in each other's face, trying to act each other off the screen. Loved it.
yeah,
Um, I was blown away by how much I loved it. This is now my favorite Batman movie, and by
mine
extension,
too.
just because Batman's my favorite character, it's going to end up being my favorite superhero movie. And I've seen it
Mhm.
twice now, and I'm going to see it another time with a group of friends later in the sometime
I've
like
only seen it once so far, but
okay. It
I
gets
gotta
better
see it
on the
again.
second viewing, I think. I loved it. This is everything that I'd ever wanted out of a Batman story. Like I think a lot of Batman fans complain that the movies don't put enough detective work into it and kind of like de-emphasize that aspect that's so crucial to the character. And I think this pumps it up. And I think
Yeah,
that really works really well with like the film noir feel that they gave this movie. It like obviously it's influenced by stuff like Chinatown. Then a lot of David Fincher influenced that
yeah.
grimy serial
yeah.
killer
Mhm.
mystery aspect, but it felt like me to the most faithful version of the comic books, which would be enough to make me satisfied. But then the
Yeah,
filmmaking and the acting and the production design and the cinematography and the script, I thought it was all fucking spectacular. It blew me away. I've always been a Dark Knight stan. I love that movie. I never
Mhm.
thought it would be surpassed for me as a Batman movie. This gets closer to what it is, and I think it has fewer flaws than the Dark Knight does.
Yeah,
Uh, Loved it.
completely agree.
Amazing. Amazing.
Um, I um I remember like as soon as I got finished with the movie, I like texted him pretty much immediately. I'm like, "This is my favorite Batman movie I've ever seen."